There are places on this map where the road doesn't just take you somewhere. It tests whether you deserve to arrive. Iran. Israel. Two countries where the landscape shifts from scorching desert to fog-soaked mountain peaks within a single drive. Where asphalt clings to the edge of cliffs that drop hundreds of meters into silence. Where beauty and danger share the same hairpin bend. This isn't a road trip. This is something else. Because every road I drove here asked me the same question, not about my driving skills, not about my vehicle. About me. About how steady I could stay when everything around me wasn't. Welcome to Planet on Edge. Chalus Road, Iran. Tehran disappears behind me. And almost immediately, the city's noise is replaced by something else, the sound of tires on narrow asphalt, sheer cliffs on one side, and the quiet understanding that there are no guardrails between my car and the drop. Chalus Road connects the Iranian capital to the Caspian Sea, winding through the Alborz mountain range. Deep valleys. Towering peaks. Sharp turns that appear with almost no warning. From the first bend I feel it. That particular tension, not fear exactly, but heightened presence. The road is barely wide enough for one car in some sections. And the cliffs don't negotiate. Then the weather changes. Not gradually. Instantly. Scorching sun becomes heavy rain in minutes. The road turns slick. Visibility collapses to a few meters. Fog wraps around everything. The mountain disappears. The drop beside me disappears. Only the road directly in front remains, just enough to keep moving, just enough to stay on it. I couldn't help asking myself, could I conquer this road without encountering something I couldn't handle? I kept driving. I found out. Kandovan Tunnel, Iran. Almost 1,900 meters long. Built in 1938. And it shows. The moment I drove in, the light disappeared. No natural light, only yellow ceiling beams marking the path forward. The tunnel was built for a different era of vehicles. For modern trucks, it's uncomfortably narrow. For anyone with a fear of confined spaces, it's a different kind of test entirely. Everything reduces to three things inside: the headlights, the engine sound bouncing off stone walls, and the question of what's coming from the other direction. When a car appeared from the opposite end, headlights cutting through the dark, complete focus. Not regular driving. Something closer to threading a needle at speed in the dark. When I finally emerged and saw the vast open sky of northern Iran above me, the contrast hit immediately. From that confined stone corridor to open mountain air, it felt like the tunnel had tested something specific. And the sky on the other side was the result. Highway 90, Israel. 480 kilometers. The longest road in Israel. From the Egyptian border in the far south to the northern edge of the country. Through the Negev Desert, the Jordan Valley, the Galilee region, and right along the border. The desert section hits you first. 2 lanes through vast empty space. No trees. No rest stops for long stretches. The sun extracting water from you faster than you'd expect. Air conditioning running like a survival system. The monotony of the desert creates its own danger. Not the dramatic danger of a cliff edge or a blind corner, something quieter. Attention drifting. Focus softening. The road straight and unchanging. Then the Jordan Valley section arrives and everything tightens. Winding road. 1 lane each direction. No median barrier between you and oncoming traffic. Locals call it the Red Road, for the number of accidents, for the blood that has been spilled on it. Over 15 years, thousands of collisions. Hundreds dead. The absence of a central divider is the design flaw that keeps costing lives. Beautiful road. Brutal statistics. Tehran to Tabriz Highway, Iran. Over 600 kilometers. No dramatic cliff edges. No hairpin bends carved into mountain faces. This road's danger is quieter and in some ways harder to respect. It starts in Tehran, where traffic is dense and aggressive from the first meter. Lane changes without signals. Sudden braking. Local drivers operating on a different set of unspoken rules that visitors take time to learn. Then the city opens up and the road stretches across multiple provinces. The terrain shifts constantly. Long flat straights that demand a different kind of focus, the focus required when nothing is demanding your attention. Then sections that narrow or dust over requiring sudden adjustment. 600 kilometers of continuous driving. And the quietest danger of all, fatigue. Not the fatigue of fear or adrenaline. The fatigue of hours behind a wheel with the road unrolling ahead of you like an endless ribbon. The kind that doesn't announce itself. The kind that simply arrives. I stopped when I needed to. Looked back at the road behind me. And started again. Gilan Province roads, northern Iran. Everything changes here. The desert and rock of the previous roads give way to pine forests and low hills wrapped in thick morning mist. Northern Iran looks nothing like southern Iran. And the roads reflect that completely. Gilan's roads wind through hilly terrain, forests on both sides, small villages hidden in fog, the pavement damp from the climate that defines this region. The fog here isn't occasional. It's a presence. Dense in the mornings, settling in again by evening. Visibility that can collapse without warning. And when the road is wet and the fog is thick and you're on a narrow winding hillside path, traction becomes the entire conversation. I reduced speed to what the road demanded rather than what felt comfortable. Because in Gilan, the road makes clear very quickly that your comfort is not the priority. Beauty and danger so intertwined they become the same thing. Highway 40, Israel. 302 kilometers. Israel's second longest road. From the south, through vast Negev desert. Empty. Straight. The kind of road that surprises you with how long it stays the same. Then it changes. Bedouin settlements. Small towns. For lanes near larger residential areas. Slow trucks appearing without warning. Buses parked on the shoulder. Local traffic operating with an assumption of familiarity that visitors don't share. The transitions are the challenge. From open desert to dense traffic with almost no transition period. From long empty straights requiring patience to suddenly reactive urban driving requiring instant decisions. Each section of Highway 40 carries its own risk profile. None of them dramatic. All of them real. This is the road that tests something specific, adaptability. The ability to reset your driving mode completely, repeatedly, across hundreds of kilometers. By the time I reached the northern end, I had driven through several completely different countries within the same country. Zagros Hills Highway, Iran. The Zagros Range. Towering hills. Steep cliffs. Deep valleys. Rock formations shaped into columns and blocks that make the landscape feel like a different planet. The road winds along mountain slopes, up and down, through rock and into valley, out into sun and back into shadow. Every stretch requires adjustment. Not just speed adjustment, mental adjustment. Reading the terrain ahead, anticipating the next change, staying ahead of what the mountain is about to do. The climate shifts within the same stretch of road. Ascending into cold wind. Descending back into warmth. Braking and acceleration patterns that have to change with altitude and temperature. And then there's the light. Sun streaming through jagged mountain peaks, transforming the landscape from grey rock to green valley to orange cliff. I finished this journey having driven roads that tried to take everything from me in different ways. Some with sheer drops and no guardrails. Some with fog that removed the world. Some with tunnels built in a different century. Some with nothing but distance and heat and the quiet erosion of focus over hundreds of kilometers. And somewhere in all of that, somewhere between Tehran and Jerusalem, between the Alborz and the Zagros, between the Negev and the Galilee, I understood something. The road doesn't care about your skill level. It doesn't care about your vehicle or your experience or your preparation. It only cares about one thing: whether you're paying attention. Which of these roads would you dare to drive? And which one do you think would be the hardest, not for your car, but for you? Write it in the comments. I genuinely want to know. Planet on Edge. We tell you what the world forgot to tell you.